Hey there. Sorry here. As promised, we are going into the Safer-Sephiroth EXT battle. So this is in the series boss battles. It was released, I don't know, maybe a few months ago now. It's the last sort of update we've gotten to the series boss battle chamber. Don't know if we'll ever see another series boss battle. There are several series boss battles missing from the chamber, but I don't think we'll ever get them, unfortunately. But this is definitely the most difficult one, and it comes with a pretty nice reward in the materia that you get, which does, you know, a lot of good stat buffs and some human killer buffs for Clash of Wills units as well as Final Fantasy VII units. So here's the party that we're going to be taking into Safer-Sephiroth. My lightning here, you see my EX3 lightning here, I am strictly using her as a leader skill because she's the best leader skill that I have for Tifa. I don't have any good like water leaders. You know, I don't have the new Rain. I don't have like what's his name, Dragon Lord Roos. I believe he's a water leader. Ong is also a good water leader, although his I think is only 500% outside of Clash, but he's a strong unit that you can bring with. Those are all good replacements that you could use. Obviously, if you have the new Rain that just came out, definitely slot him in there because he'll give Tifa 900% leader skill. If you do have Lightning, even if she's only EX0, that's fine. I'm not going to use her Brave Shift form. I'm literally just using her for a leader skill and to do some chaining. So you can throw her in there for the 750 leader skill, or you can throw in Roos or Ong. So lots of options there for your leader skill. Lightning is just the one that I'm going to be using. Abigail is going to be our tank. So the Sephiroth deals a lot of magic damage, and he does do some physicals, but they're single target. But most of his damage is magic and some fixed attacks that we'll have to look out for. So Abigail is here to cover all of that. If you don't have Abigail, you know, just another strong magic tank works. I'm not sure who else you'd want to slot in there. Maybe like, I'm sure Cecil could probably handle it. Yeah, you know, just think another magic tank is fine. Honestly, you could probably even bring in Esther and have her Omni cover it. That, you know, potentially could get away with that. But Abigail just brings a lot of great stuff, and she basically makes Sephiroth toothless. Tifa, obviously, for the damage. Kaito is here for the big water imperil, because he did get upgraded so that his Brave Shifted LB now does a 160% imperil. Unfortunately, the imperil field is restricted to Clash of Wills, which, you know, that sucks. It's not like it's that overpowered. It's a 25% imperil field. I don't know why they couldn't have just made it, you know, useful in and out of Cal. It seems ridiculous, but Gumi be Gumi, right? But still, 160% imperil is all we really need. And yeah, he'll be there doing some chaining and some support there. Melissa is here for ailment resistance, because Sephiroth will be throwing some ailments at us, and he does dispel us frequently, so, you know, it's good to have someone who can on-demand put up those ailment resists. Also, she's here for the human killer, because she can do a 250% single target human killer that also does a 150% to the rest of the party. And she can do that every turn, so you can basically just go back and forth between her and or between Tifa's, or, you know, whoever your top damage dealers are. So she's really great for this trial in particular. Now I'm bringing two Tifas. You know, there aren't that many Neovision Plus Tifas out there on my friends list, but the folks in my Discord were super awesome, and we're willing to upgrade their Tifas in Neovision Plus for me, so that I could actually have a friend unit to bring into this fight. So thank you guys so much, those of you on my Discord that did that and set up your Tifas for me. Kaiser was the first one to show up, even even with all these friends setting up their Tifas and upgrading their Tifas for me. It still took several refreshes of the friends list. As we all know, the final boss of this game is the friends list, and it still took several refreshes just to find one friend that had a Tifa for me. What you're more likely to find on the friends list, however, is is a Neovision Plus Laswell. You can potentially bring a Neovision Plus Laswell into the party, and then if you have someone like Ong, or if you have the new Rain, you can slot them in place of Lightning, and you know, that way their leader skill will cover the Neovision Plus Laswell, and he, you know, Neovision Plus Laswell is obviously much stronger than Neovision Plus Tifa, so that's definitely a good swap in there. If you know, obviously, if you can't find a Tifa. Now, if you want to replicate this clear, and you're struggling to find a Tifa, please leave a comment below and with your in-game ID number, and I will add you. I'll put my Tifa in Nemesis 1, and you can use my Tifa if you would like to try and follow this guide. But yeah, otherwise, look for a Neovision Plus Laswell with a better leader, and you know, and you're off to the races there. All right, let's take a look at the gear real quick. So my Lightning, this is just sort of like her standard gear. It's favorited gear. You honestly don't need to worry about it so much. Like I said, I'm not using her as a damage dealer. I'm not going to use her Brave Shift form. I'm not going to use, you know, I'm not going to use her LB. She's literally here just to be the leader skill and to chain. Okay, so you can kind of ignore most of this gear. You know, I do have her vision card and whatnot because she's EX3, but like I said, you can ignore that. We're honestly not using her as a damage dealer here because I want to showcase Tifa. All right, Abigail. She does need death resist in case Sephiroth targets her with a single target death, so that's what the Blizzard Orb is there for. Also, having her counter is really handy because her counters will help fill up LBs and help heal the party if they take any damage from the uncoverable attacks. So Blizzard Orb is really great on her. Otherwise, just, you know, give her some good general bulk and a good spread of elemental resists. I think Sephiroth mainly does fire. I want to say fire, dark, and earth, I think, are the main magic. He might do some ice in there as well. Can't really remember. But yeah, just give her a healthy spread. Sephiroth does a 100% across the board imperil to all elements, but he does not use all elements. So if you can give Abigail 200% resist to all elements, then she's good. She's good to go on the elemental stuff. All right, so Tifa in her normal form, she's not going to be spending too much time in her normal form, but she's got Titus's Garb for the preemptive LB boost, so make sure you put preemptive LB boost of some kind in her normal form. You see I've given mine Titus's Spirit. We will use that specifically on this fight. You might not always need to use it, but I will be using it on this fight. And then she's got the free water card. Hopefully you've picked up one of these at some point just from doing random Neovision pulls. So that works on her. But other than that, really the only thing she needs for this fight in her normal form is preemptive LB boost and Titus's Spirit. That's pretty much it. Now in her Brave Shift form, that's where we're geared for damage. So a bit of Clash gear. It's not totally necessary, but it'll just help make the fight go faster. 2 of her STMRs because they do stack. Kaiser Knuckles is fantastic because of the chain speed boost. Oh, if it'll show you on it. So if you have 2 of them, great. Put 2 of them on Tifa. That's fantastic. I only have 1, so that's why I've got the Dark Kaiser Knuckle in the other hand. And then, yeah, make sure she's capped on killers. So for me, I have a Frosty, so I picked him up. He's great for this because he's got lots of attack, 100% human killer, and 100% TDW, which is fantastic for Tifa. Again, you see this ancient dual blade art, so you get this from level 3 in the sealed tower, which is nice because it's 100% TDW and some extra chain speed there. Her own TMR, again for chain speed, so she's got 400% chain speed boost there. And then this here is strictly just for the 100% attack. So just because you need a lot of attack to cap her. I think she's over capped a little bit. 20%. So yeah, I could get away with like an 80% materia. Or if I did some more runs, my item world runs on these, I've only run them like once. So I don't actually have that much attack on these. I've got 40% here and 40% here. So yeah, I've only got like 80% attack between these two fists, so I could easily run those through Item World a few more times and try to get more attack on them, but so it, just kind of reduces the stress on your materia. Still don't have any EX abilities. Come on, Gumi. We're supposed to have some free EX materias to give to our Neovision Plus units. I mean, like, this slot's just going to stay empty, I guess. So anyways, she's got 300 human killer, of course, full LB damage. She is good to go, ready to rock and roll. All right. Kaito, we can ignore his normal. This is just like favorited gear, because, you know, I typically just use him in Clash of Wills, so you can kind of ignore that. In his Brave Shift form, I did give him his old TMR because it is waterlocked, because, you know, like I said, Sephiroth does dispel us on occasion, and so it's nice just to have him with a water weapon, so we don't have to worry about re-imbuing him or anything like that. So that's what I gave that to him for. Otherwise, his gear is irrelevant. Like you can see, I didn't even really bother to gear him for this fight, so you can ignore all that. All right, Melissa also has a Blizzard Orb because she has passive Provoke, Perfect Provocation. So Blizzard Orb for the death resist. Otherwise, just some general bulk gear for her. She doesn't really need anything special. All right. My friend Tifa, thank you Kaiser for setting up this Tifa. So he's got a double Kaiser Knuckles. So her chain speed is going to go even faster. Titus's Garb for the preemptive LB boost. Like I said, the gear in this form is kind of irrelevant. Oh, he's got so Lightning's Vision card does work on Tifa because she is a part of the Rebellion category. So I see he's got that on her to make her a little stronger. In her Brave Shift form, he's still got the two fists, obviously, Ruler's Regalia for a strong attack, clothing, and then, yeah, just capping up her killers and an attack in this form. So should be capped up on everything. Let's take a look. 300 human, yep, 350 LB damage, good to go. All right. And yeah, Kaiser went the extra mile and even over leveled her, gave her 10 Gigantaurus. That's amazing. So this should be a real showcase of what Tifa can do in this trial. So let's get on in there and see how we get this one done. I'm hoping it'll be a 6-turn clear, but we shall see. All right, so the first turn is kind of a setup turn. We're not going to do a whole lot of setup on this turn because he is going to dispel us at the end of his turn. And so any kind of like buffs or anything that you put up on this turn are going to get dispelled. So, you know, we take this opportunity to go ahead and put a stack on Tifa's LB because her Brave Shift LB is you know, a stacking LB. So you got to put one stack on it in order to get it to full power. So we're going to go ahead and do that on this turn. All right. Melissa. All right, she can go ahead and we'll go ahead and do a human killer. Why not? We'll go ahead and do Minutes of Might, and most importantly, shared immunity for the ailment resistance. You got to always make sure you put that up, especially when Sephiroth dispels you. Make sure you re-up that. All right, because he uses a lot of ailments on the party, and you want to make sure you're not getting hit by any of those. Abigail is just going to cover Contingency Plan and Shelga. Okay. Kaito is going to do his LB, and Lightning is going to just, yeah, we'll just shoot. So thankfully, Lightning has this this water-locked bolting strike ability, which is fantastic. So she's just going to do triple aqua strike just to chain. Now the Tifas probably aren't going to fall in the chain here because, you know, the point here is not to actually do very much damage. It's just to put a stack on Tifa's LBs. But if you can time it just right, you might be able to get a little bit of damage out of your Tifas here. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it was a little something. Yeah, so you basically tap Kaito, immediately tap your Tifas, and then tap Lightning on that one. All right, so now we're going to do a proper setup. So Sephiroth has dispelled us, so we got to make sure, most important thing, got to make sure we set up our cover with Abby. So cover, she's going to provoke with drone decoy and put up Shelga again. All right, Melissa needs to do, she'll do the human killer again, doesn't matter which Tifa you do it, you do that on. And then she'll do shared immunity, got to make sure to do that. And we're going to do chronic flow just because that helps with refilling LBs. That'll be important for Tifa later on because we're going to try and just, you know, unload as many LBs as we can after this. So she'll go ahead and do Unbridled Strength, which does the attack buff and the LB damage buff for herself. Also puts up a 50% water amp for herself. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. We'll do Elemental Water Burst, and we'll just do Chi Trap. All right, Unbridled Strength, Elemental Burst. All right, so we're going to try and do our biggest burst next turn. Kaito is going to do, yeah, we're going to do Aqueous Infusion, Crashing Wave, and Undulating Waves. So that's going to extend the Imperil and all of his breaks. You can't break Sephiroth's Defense and Spirit. You can only break Attack and Mag, but maintaining that 90% Attack and Mag break greatly reduces your damage, all right, because Sephiroth doesn't have any passive stats. So a 90% break is huge. So it's going to greatly reduce your damage there. All right, and then so Undulating Waves to extend all those breaks and imperils. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, Lightning on this turn can, I mean, you can do whatever. Like I said, she's just here to be a chain slave. We can do, we press forward for some buffs, I guess, and we'll imperil and Aqua Strike? I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay. All right, so this should be our biggest burst because we have our 150 amp. All right, so hopefully this goes well. So Melissa, we'll do Human Killer on the other Tifa now. We'll just do Parasol Shield, and I'll just do Shared Immunity, and just to, you know, it's kind of like always just making sure we're always immune to everything. All right, and then Kaito, he'll do Triple Bolting Strike, Triple Aqua Strike. Okay. And yeah, so let's see how much we do. We'll send our Tifas first. We'll wait just a second, and then we'll send our Chainers. You notice I haven't done anything with Abigail yet. That's on purpose, and we'll get to that in just a second. There we go. Nice chunk of change there. All right. I kind of mistimed the chain there a little bit, but I think she still hit the max chain because I tapped and then like nothing happened. But I meant to tap a little bit sooner than that. But I think she still had hit the chain cap by the time she hit. We potentially could have done more than that, but that's fine. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna do triple bar Fire Raja. Because we want to get another LB off next turn if we can. Yeah, I've definitely done over 7 bill before on that turn in my test runs, but 6.7 is pretty good. I'll take it. And Kaito is dispelling all of these Mirage stacks. So like starting on turn 3, I think, like turns 3, 4, and 5, he puts up Mirage stacks, like 5 or 6 Mirage stacks every turn. They are dispellable, so Crashing Waves takes care of those. All right, so our LBs are full. If they weren't full, you could use Melissa or or sorry, you could use Melissa to help fill up the Tifa if they're not full, because on this turn, Abby's going to use her SLB because we're going to do, Sephiroth's going to do an uncoverable fixed attack, and so Abigail's SLB is going to greatly mitigate that damage for us because it does an 85% general mitigation. All right, if your Abigail's only EX1 or EX0, just use her regular LB. That's fine. Regular LB is still quite good. It does an 80% general mitigation, which should be more than enough for your party. Okay, so she'll go ahead and do that. Melissa. All right, we'll do a human killer on mine. We'll do shared immunity again, just because there's not really anything else to do. And if you needed to help top up one of the Tifas, you could do a Bard Darcha. So I'll do that just to show you. All right, and we're basically just going to reload and repeat on this turn. All right, and let's see how much we do. So Tifa obviously doesn't have her 150 amp, but she should still have her 50% amp. All right, so we'll try to get her done here. Let's see. This isn't going to kill the boss, but hopefully we knock him down to somewhere between, maybe around like 15% would be nice. We'll see. There we go. Perfect. And that timing was much better on the chaining, so it didn't just hesitate on me like the last one did. All right, so we are in great shape. All right, so 15%, I think that means we need to do like 2.5 billion to kill, and you know, this last one was 4 billion. Now, our next LB is going to be, because we've just been dispelled again, so we kind of have to do another setup turn, which means we're going to lose our preemptive LB boost for our last LB, but I think we're still in good enough shape that we should be able to kill next turn. So what we're going to do, fill LB, double Chi Trap. All right, fill LB, double Chi Trap. Okay, we're going to do human killer on mine. Make sure we do our shared immunity once again, and Shelga. Oh, actually, this is where the Tifa's Spirit comes into play. I'm gonna shift mine to normal because we're gonna have Melissa fill mine up, you know, just in case mine doesn't get filled up. She's got the LB fill next turn for my Tifa. All right, so my Tifa is gonna do Tifa's Spirit. The other one does fill LB and double Chi Trap, which is fine. Lightning can just do, she can just do triple Aqua Strike again. Okay, Abigail needs to re-up her cover, and in fact we're going to do her Omni cover this turn, just to make sure nobody takes any damage. We'll do enemy data analysis to get rid of the Mirage stacks, and Drone Decoy for the Provoke, because Melissa's taking care of the Shelga. Kaito is actually going to come back to normal form on this turn. All right, he's going to do Pure Liquid Infusion, Swelling Current, and Receding Tide. Okay. And that should take care of that. Okay, 2.1 billion left. I think we should be able to do that no problem. All right. And so these two are just going to chain with each other for a little chip damage. All right, so now we just need to do 2 billion. Should be able to do that, I think. All right, and now you saw the thing up at the top say fly down, so he's not going to do any more Mirage stacks. So we don't have to worry about dispelling Mirage on this turn. All right, he should still have all of his imperils. Yep, still 160% water imperil, which is perfect. All right, so Kaito's going to shift back now. Just do triple bolting strike. All right, Tifa shifts back. All right, just going to do her LB. LB. Okay, we're going to do Human Killer on the other Tifa. seconds of support on my Tifa, just in case hers wasn't filled, and then minutes of might, okay, for everybody else. Abigail, we're just going to hold on to Abigail for right now, just in case we don't kill. You know, there's a chance we don't, and that's fine. We'll just kill him next turn. Okay. All right, so Tifa should have the 45% amp from Kaito. Yep, all good there. All right, so let's see how we do. Hopefully we kill. If not, we'll kill him next turn. No big D. Boom. There we go. All right. Big Daddy Sephiroth taken down by Tifa. 3.6. So we did, what would that percent be? We probably did like 20, 25% right there. So, you know, if you were like within 20% of killing, you know, probably pretty safe that you're going to kill on turn 6. All right. Let's see how the damage shakes out. All right, so there we go. Yep, looking good. Tifa's pretty comparable there. Easily handling this load. So yeah, I guess Sephiroth has 15 billion HP total. So that's what it looks like based on that spread there. So yeah, so if you can do 15 billion damage, you're pretty good to go. And you have, if we go back to the missions real quick, I'll just show you. Of course I'm out of energy, so I'll just show you the missions real quick. Yeah, you have 15 turns to get all missions. We just did it in 6, so like, as you can see, if you have Abigail in the party, it's just a matter of remembering to re-up your cover, re-up your ailment resists, and your mitigations whenever Sephiroth dispels you. And he dispels you like every, I think, like every 5 turns or something like that. So you just watch, make sure you're paying attention, watch for when he dispels you so that you re-up your cover and everything, and you just keep chipping away. It's not too difficult. All right, so if you haven't done this one yet, and you have your NV Plus Tifa and you want to try her out, go ahead and get in there. Like I said, if you're having trouble finding NV Plus Tifas on your friends list, let me know in the comments below. Drop your ID number. I will add you. Mine will be in Nemesis 1 set up for this trial. And then, like I said, if you can find an NV Plus Laswell and you happen to have the new Rain, the Esper of Destruction Rain, slot him in place of Lightning and bring Laswell, and you should be doing this probably even faster. You probably even kill him on turn 3. So yeah, a lot of options there. Hopefully this helps you guys. I will start looking at some of the 12 types trials, but if you saw my previous video, I mentioned that the 12 types are not friendly to water units. Pretty much the only ones that are doable with Tifa would be Iron Giant, Catastrophe, and Death Machine. The rest of them are just the water resistance is too high, and I don't have the units to really overcome that. If I had Metzi with the big Imperil and Imperil Field, I could potentially overcome it, but I don't. So I don't think I'll be able to do many of those 12 types trials. Same kind of goes for the Grace trials. I mean, while you can technically use a water unit, it really, you know, the Grace trials kind of favor the element that you're using, and definitely favor units that have non-elemental attacks that can be imbued with any element. And Tifa is just not one of those units. She's strictly a water unit, and yeah, so it just becomes a bit of a handicap for her in that sense. But you know, in content where you can use water element, she's a fairly strong unit. So if you don't have much else going for you as far as damage dealers are concerned, but you have an EX3 Tifa lying around, you want to NV plus her, that's an option. So thank you guys so much for following me. Hopefully this was helpful to you, and I will see you on the other side.